well, welcome back. This is our final segment, but a rather interesting one. I have the honor to introduce our next guest, Miss Lucia Regina Ellis, who I proudly introduce because she was one of my teachers when I was at Palote High School. And I must say, one of my teachers who had a positive influence on my life. So when she left the school, of course, many of us missed her because she really opened our eyes. But now she's opening our eyes with a book named A Rainbow in Her Eye. Interestingly, A Rainbow in Her Eye, the name itself, you know. So just a little bit about this, since you all would not know much about her, but I know she was an educator. And she just celebrated her birthday on the 7th of September. Belated happy birthday. That's the day the book was launched as well. And so welcome to the show. Nice to have you on.
Thank you, Audrey. It's a pleasure to be talking with you and Isani.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, well, we have a limited time, so let's get right into it. My first question is the name, A Rainbow in Her Eye. Why that name? What does the significance to you?
Yes, I want to give thanks to the universe, and that's where the rainbow is a part of the universe, right? And giving thanks to the universe for giving me this opportunity to be alive and to be able to share with you and the audience. I have many of my family listening, and I give thanks for that. I give thanks for life. And the rainbow is the light. When you break up light, it gives several different colors, and the focus for me has been on 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I've always loved rainbows from a kid. However, the name was given to me divinely by a friend when I was in Minnesota. I was standing at the doorway, and the light reflected from a glass door into my eye. And she said, wow, a rainbow is in her eye, you know? And from then, that resonated with me. And as I went through my life, my different life experiences, that name stayed, and I started to look at the energies that was around me, each at different stages in my life. And so this book captures different experiences that I've had, which vibrate with each frequency. Red has a different frequency from orange, from yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Each one has a different frequency. And the frequency is one of evolving from your lower level up to an enlightened level. So the book reflects my evolution as a woman. And it talks about my different experiences, some sad, some happy, some in between, some shameful probably to other people, but it's my testimony, my story.
So it's autobiographical?
Pardon?
It is autobiographical?
It is an autobiography in a sense, yes. But it's more of a teaching. It would be categorized as a teaching memoir. Right? And I give reflections that I've always been writing, you know, not for public use, not for public consumption, but I write. And so I would save my writings. And when I decided to put the book together, I pulled up some of them and saw how the thoughts that I had at that time, how they fit into the frequency of orange, yellow, and the different frequencies of the rainbow. And so I was able to capture that and organize those different writings in the book.
I noticed that your chapters are based on colors, which is very interesting. I see you start with your red, then you went to yellow, green, indigo, violet, and stuff like that. And you said each one of those colors represented different stages of your life. But I also noticed you make reference to the chakras. So I could see that there's some level of spirituality in this book as well, right?
Yes. Spirituality, without even naming it, I have been a spiritual being. As a matter of fact, today I got a message from a friend stating that today is the 90th anniversary of the apparition of Our Lady of Fatima to the children, okay? And Lucia was one of those children. And it's not by guess, my dad named me after Lucia in that apparition. So everything is so aligned, Audrey and Nisani, you know? And that's how my life, and I had to share my story because my life has been one of incidences that have been aligned. For me, I may not have been aware that that was happening, but that's how it played out. And it's not just unique for me, each one of us, all of our life experiences, they are guiding us on a path, on a journey, if we pay attention.
Let me ask you this. Is this your first publication? And what was the motivation or the impetus to get you started on this piece of work?
Well, this is not my first. I have 3 other major publications. The procedural manual for school counselors, that was part of my life. I'm still a counselor, but I don't practice. I just assist, you know. Then there are 2 other books which came out at the same time, Dimensions and Boundaries of Garifuna Duo, and Traditional Medicine, Belizean Perspective. I have, you know, I've researched a lot in terms of culture and in terms of coming to my own as a Garifuna woman. I had to do some research and study, so I documented that. And this book is taking me to another level as an elder, if you wish, as a wise woman, and to tell a story to other women and men, because I feature men a lot in my book, to tell story to humanity that, look, each of you, you are a part of the universe. And whatever is happening to you, it's not an accident. Pay attention, and there's no need to feel powerless. If you pay attention, there are some things lessons that you can learn from your experiences so that you can be propelled forward. Okay? So in terms of putting this book together, it is my gift to humanity. That's the motto of my business, making a difference for humanity. And so this book is intended to be used as a tool. I'm sharing it with the world. It is of me, but it's not for me. It is for the world.
You are the vessel, in a manner of speaking.
Yes. You hear that? You're the vessel. Isani says you're the vessel in a manner of speaking.
That's right. That is so true. Thank you for that.
Well,
Thank you for that.
I know that you were an educator. Well, you'll always be an educator. You're saying you're a counselor now. So just tell us a little bit about yourself so that we know who is Lucia. Well, I knew you in a certain phase of your life. Clearly, from what I'm seeing in the book, you've evolved to different levels. You called yourself an elder as well. So just if you wanted us to say, who is Lucia, what would you say about that?
Well, Lucia is a mother, first of all, a mother of 4 and grandmother. I take my mothering role very seriously, and not just giving birth to the children, but parenting them. That's key. I'm also a daughter, and I take that role very important as well. Taking care, taking responsibility for my parents. And I'm also a sister. I also love my siblings dearly, and I take care of them. And so I'm a caregiver. Encompass it under that umbrella. I'm a caregiver. And that is part of my essence as a woman, to be a caregiver. And there's no shame in that. As I bring it up because in my book, I discuss the whole issue of feminism and the role, the way how feminism evolved in Belize and in the world. And I had to step back. I was caught up in that movement, and I had to step back and reframe my idea of what feminism is against womanhood. Okay? So I pride myself in being a natural woman. And as such, I nurture, I discipline, I educate, I take care. I also, I am very present. I pay attention to my environment. I have a garden. I serve, and I protect, and I shield others, and I help people to grow, others to grow. My intention, my role is to help you to grow, and using all of those different tools that I mentioned earlier, you know? So when you come out of my space, you will be a better person for having been in my space. I take pride in that. I call my home Nomasa, my nest. And it's not just my nest, it's our nest.
Our nest, yes.
In that nest, you know what happens when in a nest? You have time to incubate and to grow and to when you leave, you can fly. All right? So that's Lucia.
I love that analogy of
Yes.
the nest. But it should be Wamasa if you're saying it's a collective thing for yourself and your family and your loved ones, right?
That's right. That's right. That
Well,
is right.
As you spoke, I thought about the word sanctuary, safe place, and I see the last line from your book. It says, I present myself as a partner and guide for other human beings who want to flourish and live their fullest life of glowing and of knowing. That's very profound. Now we know you have not lived all your life yet. Although you were born in, well, you have it in the book, 1955, so you'd be
That's
65.
right.
You're definitely a very youthful 65, and there's so much more still in your life to give. So thanks for giving this book. It's a treasure trove. I think, like you said, it would be very useful for both men and women. Where can people find or purchase a copy of the book? And if they want an autographed copy, how do we find you?
Yeah.
I'll start with the autograph copy. You can come to Mount Hope, give me a call, 673-1330. I am usually at home these days, not just because of COVID, I just love my nest. I also have the books available at Brody's in Belize City, the Albert Street store.
Yeah.
Oh,
In Belmopan, the Dakers bookstore has it. And during this week, they will be arriving in Dangriga at the Integrated Business System, Chateauye bookstore in Punta Gorda. We have it at Johnson Stationery Store. And we also are making arrangements for outlets in Corozal and Orange Walk. And I need to say it's going broad because my work has taken me all over the country. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be interested in finding out how they fit into my story, you know? For people overseas, I am working with Git's store in San Ignacio. They have a marketing service for books, and they will be launching it on their website this week. So, and then of course, I can be reached through my email, nomada2003@yahoo.co.uk. I will autograph and mail the book out to you if you are overseas.
very good.
Perfect. All right, so thanks once again and congratulations for the publication of this book. We are now going to our final break. When we return, it's for our wrap-up and to end the show.